Hello, you caught me. I was dancing. Hey there, Fit Pros. You know what is so cool? I was watching, so I'm looking at the Facebook group right now, the Grow Your Fitness Business Facebook group. And I'm looking at that on this screen. And then I'm looking at my StreamYard screen. And in the StreamYard screen, I can see everybody who's watching, like how many people are watching, regardless of whether you're watching from the Grow Your Fitness Business group or whether you're watching from the Fit Pros Connect Facebook page or whether you're watching from YouTube Live. And the numbers are totally different, which means that I've got people tuning in from all over the place. And that is really cool to me because this show used to only show within the group, and now we show it in 3 different places. So hello, you guys, come on in, say hello to me. I really love it when you give me some comments, especially right at the beginning of the show, and I'll tell you why. When you guys come in, when you throw me the hearts and fire, give me the little likes, when you give me comments and tell me where you're coming from, what you're really struggling with about the topic, it helps me to learn how to teach you, right? So it helps me to know exactly what I need to cover with you. And it also shows the social networks that I'm giving you valuable information and that you're enjoying and using what I'm delivering to you. So it helps them to know, hey, they need, YouTube and Facebook, that they need to notify more people that I've gone live. And so it helps more fit pros like you to find this information. All right. So today we are talking about confidence and likability on camera. So all of us, many of us, most of us went online this year and we started, doing not only workouts online, but also a lot of us are growing our audience by doing live video. And you know how much I'm a huge fan of live video because there is magic in live video for relationship building and audience growth. All right, we got instructor live here. That's exciting. That's exciting. So we all went live, and then we all started going on video, right? And now we're all kind of like in that place, that messy middle place that you've heard me talk about before, where it's not the beginning, where it's all exciting and you're doing something new and people are like, woohoo, go you, right? And we're not at the end where we're getting all the accolades and we've made $1 million. We're in the middle. And in the middle, it can be a little demotivating. It's where you have to get the work done. It's where you have to kind of do all the things day to day. And we can start questioning things like, am I any good on camera? Am I meant to do this? Should I be even wasting my time? That kind of thing. So today I want to talk about confidence and likability on camera. So I'm going to give you some tips. We're going to talk about the difference between an introvert and an extrovert. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of things. But first, let me tell you exactly what we're doing here because I did not intro the show. This is the Fit Pro Show. I put this show together to connect fitness instructors and personal trainers with fitness business information, with business building resources, and with each other. I'm Kelly Coulter. I've been an instructor since 1994 and a web geek almost as long. So I now poach. I do not poach anybody, I promise. I now coach fitness instructors and personal trainers on how to build direct-to-consumer businesses so that they can get paid what they're worth, work with the clients that they love working with, and build a business where they can work from anywhere, enjoy their lives, make an impact, do all the things. That is what I do. And I love my life. I have so much fun. Right now in the Grow Your Fitness Business group, we have got the coolest contest going on. Instructor Live knows because they are a part of it. You guys, if you have not noticed, we are doing a vendor spotlight giveaway contest in the Growaway. You guys, you have to ask my accelerators. My mouth does not work this week. In the Grow Your Fitness Business group on Facebook, we are doing a vendor spotlight giveaway contest. What that means is that I have assembled a prize package for you guys worth $6,500. $6,500 prize package is going to go to the winner of this contest. And the way you win is by referring new members into the group. So you go out. I'm going to share my screen. I'm just going to show you this really quick. How do you do this? How do you win this contest? Well, let me show you. All right. So we're looking right here at the Grow Your Fitness Business group on Facebook, right? So you see, nope, you're looking at the wrong screen. Let's try this again. Sorry, y'all. Here we go. All right, so this is the Grow Your Fitness Business group in Facebook, and you can find it by searching Grow Your Fitness Business. At the top, you see this big header. It says Vendor Spotlight Giveaway Contest. $6,500 in prizes will be given away. If you click this, you get a list of all the prizes. They are right here. That is every one of them. You guys, a full yoga teacher training, instructor live, commission free, a Lumen device and the course, the Nimble percussion gun. Let me tell you how much I use my Nimble percussion gun. So much. This is how you win this contest. You go up here to the top, you click invite, you go through your friends list, and you start inviting all of the entrepreneurial fit pros that you know within your friends list. Then you go and follow up with them and you let them know that they've got to answer the questions and come all the way into the group in order for you to get credit. So we posted a leaderboard earlier today. Let me see if I can find that. Today, our vendor spotlight is Christine Conti. That's her right here. She's posting all day. She's doing an awesome job. So here's the leaderboard. So what you see is this is how many they've invited, but only this many have actually made it all the way into the group. And that's because they just haven't answered the questions yet. So you have to go and remind your people to answer the questions because they don't get into the group until they answer the questions. Person who invites the most people who actually end up in the group will win the entire prize package. All right. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Watch the group all week because all of these vendors are going live with us and they're giving us all kinds of awesome information about their products. So they're talking about what they've contributed and then they're also talking about their companies. Today, Christine is on. She's talking about Let's Face It Together and the fall proof certifications that she has contributed. And she's given all kinds of really great information. I think she's doing some trivia and awesome stuff. I did not see the Sharpie marker on your face yet. Oh my gosh. So she put Sharpie mark on her face earlier. We'll have to go back and watch that video. One more thing before we move into this information. I want to get every single one of you to go right now and register for the Sell Out Your Workout Bootcamp. It's happening again June 21st. So that's only 2 weeks from now. June 21st to the 25th. You guys, I've shortened the boot camp. It is super, what do I want to say? Streamlined. I'm going to give you the exact strategy that you need for leveling up your direct-to-consumer business. So whether you are just starting out or whether you have had a business for a while and it's gotten stagnant, we are going to do the things that are going to get you moving, but you have to register. Ding, ding, ding. Let me tell you something. It's free this time. This is the only time this year I'm going to do the boot camp for free. So get in there and get registered. You just go here, you put in your name, your email, and then if somebody referred you to the boot camp, you can put that there. And then there's a little bit more information here. There's a little video. This video talks about how Fit Pros turn $37 into $500 because the challenge is that I want you to make $500 during the boot camp, but you're not even going to pay $37 in June because it is free. Okay. So that's kind of my announcements. We've talked about what the Fit Pro show is. Let's get into this. And if you guys, I would love to hear from you. What is your biggest kind of sore spot in terms of confidence and likability on video? Put that in the comments for me. I'd really like to hear from you on that so that I can speak to your specific pain points. But first, let's just talk about confidence in general. I've got a few things to say about confidence. So those of you that have heard me speak for a while, you've heard me talk about the fact that I've been on a really long, involved mindset journey over the last, I don't know, maybe 7 years or so. Like I've really worked hard on my mindset and my inner game. Now, that's super important because as entrepreneurs, we all have to work on our inner game every single day. It's part of what's going to propel your business forward. If you are not working on your inner game, you are not going to propel forward. It's just part of being an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship is 90% mindset. It really, really is. You will be as successful as you believe that you will be. So the thing that started me off on really working on my inner game so much and really thinking about it and starting to do research was that I had kind of uncontrollable generalized anxiety. I think it was, 20 years of being in a career that I didn't really feel all that passionate about. I think it was, raising a family, doing all the things that we as moms do, where we go to work full time and then we have the second shift. Although I do have a wonderful husband that does more than 50% around our lives every single day, there's still a lot of pressure for us as women. And I was living that. And I had really, really bad anxiety. And there was a quote that always stuck with me. And that was, it was talking about the fact that anxiety is the opposite of confidence, that anxiety is caused by lack of confidence. And I think about that a lot when I think about people who are really scared to spend money. That, if you really dig into that, a lot of times what they are scared of is that there will not be any more money coming, that they don't have the confidence to make more money come in. And I think it shows up in so many ways. But I want to mention it because we are mostly women in this group. We are about 75% women in this Grow Your Fitness Business group, right? And so if you are feeling generalized anxiety, if you are struggling with your confidence, it's something to look at. The way that they play with each other is bonkers when you really start to dig in. So really start to look at your anxiety and start to get yourself out of that anxiety, depression, lack of confidence cycle in whatever ways work for you. I've got suggestions. We can do a different show on that. But I just wanted to kind of bring that up, that confidence can often be related to anxiety. They are opposites. If there is an opposite to anxiety, it is living in a state of confidence. And if there is an opposite of confidence, it is living in a state of anxiety. You guys, let me know if this is landing for you. Does this make sense to you? That really lands with me. That's a big one. So when I hear people talk about their lack of confidence, especially in relation to coming on camera, whether that's to teach, to lead workouts, or whether that's to give kind of informational talks and build your relationship with your audience, there are a couple things that I hear people say. So the first is that people will say, well, of course you are super confident on camera, and that is because you do it all the time, right? So I'll give you a little backstory, and that is that that I worked my way through college, and college was not a short process for me. I was in college for a while. I transferred schools and changed majors. I worked my way through college as a fitness instructor, and I worked my way through college not only as a fitness instructor, but I also DJ'd. So I used to joke that I lived in a head mic. I was constantly on was constantly in front of a crowd and I was constantly on the microphone. So when you look at me and over the last year, I've, now probably put, I don't know, hundreds of hours of video in the can. It's not, it's not any wonder that, yes, I look very comfortable on camera. But often when somebody does look like they are at that expert level, it's because of 10 years of experience. So I may have come out of the gate and looked like some sort of overnight success because it was the first time I had gotten in front of the fitness industry, but I was actually doing a lot of on-camera work and doing a lot of speaking way before that for years and years and years. So I say that because confidence can come from experience. But you only have experience once you've got experience. So you've got to find ways to make yourself, propel yourself forward when you don't have the experience, right? So experience can help. Remember that a year from now, things will look very different for you than they do right now. The other thing that I hear a lot of times is I can't go on camera and be super confident because I'm an introvert. So a lot of times we will misdiagnose or wrongly define the terms introvert and extrovert. So we think that an introvert is somebody that's shy, that's sitting off to the side reading a book, that doesn't want to talk to people, that doesn't know how to make relationships. And then an extrovert is that person that's out there being the life of the party and that they don't mind all the attention. And that's a bit inaccurate. An introvert is actually someone who refuels and gets their energy from having alone time, but it doesn't mean that they don't enjoy relationships and that they can't make strong relationships. Actually, an introvert many times has stronger relationships than extroverts because they have deeper, more meaningful relationships. They think a little bit more and a little harder about what they're going to say, how it's going to land with the people that they are speaking with, how it's going to affect those people, how those people are going to feel after their interaction. So an introvert can be a little bit more thoughtful about the way that they approach things, but it doesn't mean that they are necessarily not able to get in front of people and speak and say things that are impactful. So, an example is, I think that most people watching would look at me and say that I'm an extrovert. And I can be the life of the party. I enjoy making people laugh. I enjoy, I was the class clown. I enjoy making fun of myself. A lot of times if something happens that makes me feel, I don't know, dumb or unsafe or insecure, the first thing I do is I put it all on myself and I'll make jokes about it because that's my way of kind of owning it and feeling safe. But it's not because I want all the attention. It really is not. When I got married, I was very uncomfortable with the fact that I was the bride and everybody was going to be looking at me. I could spend days by myself and be just fine with it. I could organize every drawer in my house and deep clean all the floors and love it. And I would be great with that. And that is because I do refuel with time on my own. And I do sit back and analyze and think about the things that I say and how they land with people and how it makes people feel. So introverts can be good on camera. So I want to call that out in case you're one of those people that is saying, I can't be good on camera because I'm an introvert. All right, so I've got some tips for you. You guys, any questions, let me know. And Sasha, I would love to hear more about your comments. So she said fear and anxiety are not the same. And fear is a little bit different than lack of confidence. And I agree with you completely. All right. So let's talk about the tips. So the first thing that I want to say, in order to feel more confident on camera, I want you to get your logistics straight. So I want you to make sure that you feel really confident about the things you can control. And there are things that you can control before you press go on the video, whether you're going live or whether you're taping. So control those things because it will help you come into the situation with more confidence. And when you have more confidence, you tend to be more likable. So let's talk about your logistics. I'm going to rattle through these. It's going to be really quick. So if you're taking notes, just rattle through them. Know that you can come back to this video and watch it again. Let's talk about your environment that you're going to be in when you shoot your live videos. Now, lately, I have been kind of neglectful of my environment. So I've noticed that I've shot a few videos lately, and there's been just stuff all over the couch back here. And that's normally something I'm very cognizant of. You want to look at the environment that you're going to be in, and you want to look at it from your camera, and then make sure there's not anything showing that you don't want to be seen. So sometimes you'll see this camera might be turned a little bit this way, and then you can see either my microphone here, or you can see there's a dog gate right there. And I don't like that. So I always try to keep it a little bit this way. And you see how that's just like a more clean, curated look. It's something you want to be cognizant of. And you do that by looking through your camera before you come on, and going back and watching your old videos and saying, I really should probably clean that side table off. Or, maybe I can move the dog kennel that's in the corner so that it's not in the shot. I like to say that furniture sliders are one of the biggest investments, one of the first investments that you should make. They're not the biggest. They're like $13, right? Get all of your furniture on sliders so that you can move it off to the side and have it off camera when you need it to. All right, so as little as possible in the background of your shots. When I teach yoga, I take this couch, I slide it into this other room over here, into the foyer, and then this is a little bit cleaner. And I like it better. I've often considered doing that for the show as well, but I don't want to live with that couch in the living room. So I did intentionally choose couches that are very low profile, they're very clean and minimalist looking, and that is on purpose. So it's something that you want to watch for. Another thing that I'll see a lot of times on videos is that people will have their like well-loved furniture in the shot. So, a lot of us live in smaller houses, or we live in apartments. Some of us live in big cities like Manhattan, where you've got a very small apartment. But be cognizant of things like your bed or a lazy boy that you sit in all the time, because those things can really, they can just look too personal. I don't like to see people's beds in shots for when you're doing business, when you're doing video that has to do with your business. I really want to see the camera facing the other way. I don't want to see your bed. And then a lot of times I might see like somebody's lazy boy, and it's got like, the worn spot from where somebody's head hits it all the time. So things like that, you just want to be cognizant of. All right, so as little in the background as possible, move the unwanted furniture out of the shot. Look for places where you can shoot your videos where you'll just have one solid color behind you, because you don't want to have something crazy going on behind you. It's going to distract attention from you. So those are just some quick tips about your background and your environment. You want it to be well lit, and you want to be lit from the front. So right now, when you're looking at me, I'm facing a window. So there's a window right behind the back of my computer. And that's important because it really, not only does it light my face well, but it's natural light, which is kind of the gold standard when it comes to lighting. So I do have a halo light that I can turn on if I need it. I'll turn it on right now just to show you what that would look like. Oh, it's kind of better, huh? So I do have a halo light there. You saw Christine's shot where she took a picture of herself from the back of her setup, and she has two halo shots. halo lights pointed at her. But what you want to avoid is being backlit. So a lot of times I'll see instructors are using French doors behind them, or a sliding glass door, and they're closing those blinds. And what happens is that the camera actually gets confused about where the light source should be coming from. And you'll get a shadow, like a profile of the instructor, and you can't see their face, and then you can see all the light behind them. So you want to watch for being backlit. It's something that you want to avoid at all costs, if at all possible. Okay, I want to talk about camera setup. If you are doing an informational video, let's say that you are going live in your social media and you're just going to give some information, or maybe you're going to talk about, meal prep, why broccoli is the best food, whatever. You want to have the camera at eye level. So right now, my camera is almost exactly at eye level with me. I used to have it a little bit higher because a lot of times when people do selfies, they'll do them from high up because it's good for the chin and the neck, right? When you're talking to camera, you do not want it up here because then it ends up feeling like you're watching from above. Like it's not good for positioning you as the expert and the leader because you're looking like you're shorter or kneeling in front of the person that's watching. Let me know if that makes sense. So eye level for informational videos, but listen up, this is really important. When you are doing workout videos, the camera needs to be at belly button height. I see this mistake all the time. So when I teach yoga, I take this webcam off the top of my laptop and I put it down here because I'm back here. Okay, this may be a mistake, but I'm going to try it. All right, so if I take the camera and I put it here, now as I back up, so this is not exactly belly button height, it's a little bit higher, but you can see as I back up, my head's at the top, my feet are at the bottom. If I were to keep it here, now my body would not be top to bottom in the middle of the shot. It would be different. So you want the belly button height for when you're working out. Okay, makeup and hair. Here's what I'm going to say about makeup and hair because it can be a real confidence booster for on-camera work. If you are working out and you're going to do makeup, just do makeup that is not going to be a distraction for you. So waterproof mascara. I know in one of the videos from the boot camp, I demonstrated how you can do that. What's it called? That tight lining on your eye so that the eyeliner kind of sits in your eyelashes and then it doesn't drip down your face as you start to sweat. There are a few videos out there where I talked about makeup products that are really good for on-camera work, and I talked about makeup products that are good for on-camera work. For working out on camera. I'm not going to go too far into that today. I'm just going to say this. You don't want to be fussing with your hair and makeup once you get into the middle of your video. So do what you have to do to feel confident as you come on and say hello and greet your participants. And then you want it to be enough that you don't, that you're not worrying about it. Okay. So makeup and hair that will not be an issue, whether that's down, whether that's up with the hair, whatever's right for you. And then wardrobe, you want to be comfortable in it. V-necks I find are better than scoop necks. I don't know why that is. They say after 40 that you don't want to wear black up to here because it puts an unflattering shadow on your chin. You want to go solid colors rather than prints because prints will take over. And you want to stand out from your background. Now, I do like prints for the leggings when I'm doing workout videos because it helps people see what's going on with my legs. So I will do bright colors and prints on the leggings sometimes. Okay, so if you get those logistics right, it is going to help you to come to that video with a certain level of confidence. And I want you to practice that by going back and looking at your videos and making incremental improvements. So it's okay to look at your video from a week ago and say, okay, I'm going to change this. Go ahead and practice that. I tried to make a change this morning right before yoga, and it was a disaster. So don't wait till 5 minutes before your video to make your change. Practice it ahead of time. So the second thing, let's talk about increasing your level of bravery. So one of the best things that you can do for yourself in terms of increasing your confidence, along with doing that pre-work, right? Getting your logistics right, planning out what you're going to say. On top of doing that pre-work, let's also talk about incrementally increasing your level of confidence every day. I want to talk about challenging yourself just a little bit every time you come on camera. So maybe you know that you want to talk about a certain subject. Let's say you really want to be talking about mindset, but you're really scared. Maybe you could just pepper in a little mindset tip in your next 5 videos. Start to build your level of confidence. What that does when you start to pepper in little things that don't that feel a little scary, but you're not going whole hog like you're just going to jump into the deep end on this. You're just peppering them in, and it gives you that confidence to say, okay, that happened and it was okay, right? Nobody died. Nobody got hurt. Nobody cussed me out. I was listening to a podcast today, and the host was saying, go into Starbucks, and when you order your coffee, just ask for a discount. And he was literally giving this as an example of a way to build your own confidence. And I loved it because he said, it's uncomfortable. It's a little bit uncomfortable, but what you see is that sometimes it works. If you ask for a discount every time you buy something, or you do something low stakes, like what would be another great example? I'll let you guys give me some examples in the comments, but let's say you get, you go in and you ask for that discount, and then you get it like, I don't know, 10% of the time. Your brain starts to see nothing bad happened, and sometimes I get what I want. And so it's just a little confidence booster. So same thing, find these little ways that you can test your bravery in your videos and do them, and then keep doing them. Every time you come on video, do a little bit more. Test your bravery. It's going to help you build your confidence. Any questions so far? All right, so let's also talk about likability, because I've got a few tips here. So confidence and likability are not exactly the same thing. I think confidence can play into your likability, but they're both super important in terms of bringing new people into your audience, feeling like you are your message is being well received. It matters. So I've got a few tips, and I've listed them out here. The first one, you guys, I have a love-hate relationship. I'm going to tell you, I have a love-hate relationship with the next tip I'm going to give you. I've got a sister who is a flight attendant, and she really, really hates it when people tell her to smile. She just feels like it's none of your business whether or not I smile. I think she's got this whole mindset of women are always being asked to smile. Men, people don't care if they smile or not. And, what does that say about the expectations? And I get it. And I have this love-hate relationship with it, because I watch myself on video and I see that I look more approachable when I smile. But I also don't want to be smiling the entire time in my video. Right now, I've got like this half smile. It's like I'm kind of pushing it up there. And I like you guys, so it's easy to do. But I think it can also be too much, right? So you've been given this advice your whole career as a fitness instructor that you should be smiling. I don't believe that when you are doing something hard or when you are really eking it out, in a workout, that you should be smiling. I think that looks so, I don't love that. I don't love that. So you can make up your mind about during workouts whether or not you want to be smiling. But what I will say is this: when you do kind of force your cheeks up a little bit, it elevates your mood, it elevates your energy. It can be heard in your voice. So even if people are not looking at you, they can hear it in your voice whether or not you're smiling. So it is important to lift that energy up. And an easy way to do that is to just lift the cheekbones up. Lift the corners of the mouth up a little bit. So a smile, and I'll just say this: body language, upright, positive, high energy. I've watched myself on past podcasts and past speeches on days where I was feeling really relaxed or really just chill. And the energy that I brought was super low. And I had wished that I could retape those things. So do get yourself a little bit elevated and lifted and excited and smile, because it does make a difference in the way that your information is delivered, whether that's in a workout or whether that's in an informational talk. Use the names of the people who are watching you. So this is tip number 2. Use names. Whether you're working out, whether you're giving an informational talk, go ahead and address people. Let them know that you see them. This will do a few things. Not only will this make your talk be more well received and get people's attention, but it also lets them know that you're looking for their questions. You're looking for them to tell you how to teach them. And that's one of the real benefits of the way that we are able to deliver our workouts and our talks these days, is that there is absolute magic in live video in terms of relationship building. I know I say it all the time, but it is so completely true. You can get into direct relationship with people. And so you want to take advantage of that by using their names, and it will come across. It will land with them. So my tip number 3 for likability: roll with the punches. This comes back a little bit to anxiety and to confidence when you can roll with something that does go wrong. It can really show your professionalism. It can also show people that you are a little bit human, that you are a real person, that things are not perfect. And real marketing with real people, real experiences with us all together, is what is making businesses these days. We got so used to seeing really polished professional marketing and advertising when the advertising industry came up in the 50s and 60s and 70s, maybe all the way back into the 40s. And it was advertising, and things had to be so professional and so polished. And if they weren't, then you were not, like a professional real brand. That's almost completely gotten turned on its head in the last few years by social media. And you can see that evidenced because if you do ever watch TV and you see ads on TV, the ads look more like somebody's social media video than they do like, do you remember Coca-Cola commercials from the 80s and 90s? It was always like a big dance production. It was this huge thing. They don't do that anymore because it's more effective to have real people having real experiences together, talking about real things. It's the same with email marketing right now. The emails that look less professional actually get more opens and more clicks. So if you're sending out mass email, an email that just looks like a paragraph that you would write to a friend will actually get more likes and more reads and more clicks. My hair is falling out and it's all over me today, so I keep doing this. Speaking of real experiences with real people. Okay, so be presentable, clean, accessible. So we already talked about logistics. I'm not going to go too far into this. I'm just going to say this, don't have any instructions and don't have any obstructions in front of you. So you don't want to be too far back from the camera. You don't want to be like typing on a keyboard. You want it to be upfront, close, personal, personable with your audience. And you want to just remember that this is especially important at the beginning of your broadcast, because those first impressions will really stay with people. They really matter. Okay, last one that I've got for you. And it might sound a little cheesy, but I wrote it down, so I'm going to say it. And that is compliments. Give your audience compliments. Thank them for being with you. Be gracious and respectable. When someone chooses to watch a video that you have created for them, they are investing in you, because time is more valuable than money for many, many people. And so if they have invested their time in you, take that seriously. Be thankful, be grateful, thank them if they give you questions, because they're teaching you how to teach them. Let them know when their form looks good if you're working out with them. So just being very cognizant of the way that you make people feel can make a big difference in your likability factors. That is the tips that I have got for you guys today. So confidence and likability on camera. I would love to hear your questions. Even if you're watching this in the replay, submit your questions, because I will get them and I will come back and I will respond for sure. All right, you guys. So that's what I have got for you today. Thank you for watching. Super smart decision. Way to go. Way to stick it out through the whole video. I just want to close up by telling you, if you are watching on YouTube, please give me a subscribe and a like. I'm really hoping to see the subscribership on YouTube go up. And so I would be so honored and excited if you would subscribe and maybe give the little bell so that you get a notification every time I come on. Don't forget about the boot camp. It is coming up the 21st. Go to fitprosconnect.com/bootcamp and get registered right now. I'm going to put that in the link in the comments. Boot camp, because that is where you are going to start or level up your direct-to-consumer fitness business, and you're going to change your darn life. I promise it. All right, y'all. So YouTube, subscribe, like. Facebook, give me a like for sure. And you guys, thank you so much for being here. Also, if you are not in the Grow Your Fitness Business group on Facebook, get over there, get in. Now is the time. It is not too late to participate in the contest. Even if you are not a member of that group, get in there and you can still invite your friends and win that contest. You saw in the leaderboard, there are some people who have invited a whole bunch of other fit pros, but it's still anybody's game because those fit pros have not filled out the questions yet. So definitely still anybody's game. Get in there and start inviting. All right, y'all. I love you and I'll see you soon.